How's it going, ScrubGamers? Welcome back to another video here today, and once again, just like with yesterday, we have a different kind of video today, and that is a question of, are you ready for UKGE? So this is mainly towards people from the UK or Europe that are going to UKGE at the beginning of June for the two in-person regionals we have, and it's more to do like a kind of checklist, let people know what they expect, what the format, what the situation is for the event, and with the gap in between, because we'll go into the video, but we have two regionals coming up in June that people can prepare for. So we've got until now to prepare for it, but we're also still waiting for the ban list update because that will be in effect for it. And I just wanted to make some awareness for people, because it's kind of scattered as the information has been given in bits. Like, we've got some information about it, but we haven't got too much information, and not a lot of people are aware. So I wanted to take the time to make a video to go over for people, so it's all confirmed and clear. And before we get into the details, feel free to like the video at the end if you enjoy it, or like even before, at any point really. Also comment down below your thoughts and opinions, or like just details, get a bit of discussion going. And also as well, feel free to subscribe. It helps you keep updated with my videos when they drop, and also by clicking the notification bell you get alerts as well, and it helps me get to my goal of 1,000 subs, which I'm currently a third of the way there, and it's really appreciative. So with the details, so UKGE, if you don't know what that stands for, is the UK Games Expo, and within that is a whole weekend thing. So it goes from Friday to Sunday, and it's like mainly shows off like a lot of board games, like gaming culture, like with card games as well. And DBS is going to be there along with Digimon as well. Digimon will be on the Sunday, and the Dragon Ball events will be on the Friday and Sunday. And these are all the details that we have for the event. So, like, oddly enough, yeah, the event is on a Friday and Sunday, and normally it would be an odd thing for a Friday, because a lot of people that play will probably work Monday to Friday for their jobs. But due to UK bank holidays and such, we have this Thursday and the Friday off as bank holidays because of the Queen's Jubilee. And I think something else for the Thursday, I can't remember exactly what. So for these events, not many people, unless they don't have bank holidays off, like unfortunately for people like in retail, people should normally have these days off so they can make the Friday. It's like for myself and the group I'm going up with, and I think many other people are probably going to do, is go up on the Thursday evening to make sure that they're prepared already there for the Friday, and stay until the Sunday. So we've got one event on the Friday and one event on the Sunday, and there's two different entries you need to make sure you get, to be honest. So there's the entry into the expo itself, and then there's entry for the regionals as well. So for the entry into the expo, you either pay £18 for each day, so that'd be £18 for the Friday, and then £18 for the Sunday, or you can get a ticket for both days, this Friday and Sunday, for 34 quid. So that's like £2 cheaper than you would if you bought separate days. And also down in the description below, there is a link to the website for the UKG, so you can get tickets now. I don't think this event is going to sell out for Dragon Ball, because like where it is, like they have had events before which also haven't sold out, and just more of where it is and the fact of like how much you got to pay, and like, the whole like quite difficult way it is. But just if you're one of those people that do want to make sure they got the tickets and not wait until on the day, because I imagine some people will also pay on the day, you can go down to the description box and click the link to get your tickets in advance. And so that is for the entry into Expo itself. Then you have to also pay entry into the regional. So the entry into the Expo doesn't incorporate the price of the event. It's not like what Yu-Gi-Oh had, like Yu-Gi-Oh sometimes has with the MCM Expo, where I don't know if it's still the same as now, because I haven't been to one for ages now because of COVID, and since quitting the game before COVID, that you would go for the Yu-Gi-Oh event. You would buy a ticket to enter the regional, or the can't remember what they're called now for Yu-Gi-Oh. The big YCS, that's the one. That's YCS. Is what it's called. You go and pay a ticket to pay entry into the YCS, which would be like 20 quid or something like that, or whatever it is in euros if it's in Europe. And you get a ticket. You basically gain entry to the event, and also gain MCM, you also gain entry after a certain amount of rounds into the expo itself. So if you do like play a few rounds and drop because you're not doing so well, you can then go and enjoy the expo or go off and play side events, whichever you want to, but you get access to both the expo and the event. But for UKGE and DBS, you don't get that luxury. So not only do you have to pay for the entry to get into the event, which as I said, 18 for each day, or 34 quid for both, you don't have to pay an extra 6 quid to gain entry into the event themselves. So that's an extra 12 quid, well, an extra £6 just for each day for one day and another £6 for another day, or £12 for both days if you're entering both. Now, yeah, so it's quite a costly one. It's cheaper than most regional events because remember this is a regional event, but then it's more the small. It's like a low entry to the event because you've also got to pay entry to the expo as well. And why it might be odd and weird, it is then some good news is the fact of the format that we're playing in. So with like webcam events and stuff like that, so since we've been like that for a while, most webcam events, or I mean all webcam events I think, have been best of one. And it's only recently with the FES events, Bandai started experimenting with the whole best of one pre-side kind of format, which I imagine most people, like from my knowledge, most people really enjoyed the best of one pre-side because it made best of one less of like a horrible format of just you just hope and pray that you don't play against your worst matchup, and have something to actually try to make the best of one format a little better. And while Bandai did that for experimentation purposes and research purposes to try and find out if that format is preferred, they haven't made an announcement about whether it be official or anything at the moment. But luckily we don't have to worry about that for this event because while these are also, like we had for FES events, in-person events, these ones are best of 3, so we finally get best of 3 events back. Well, at least in the UK, I think some American events have already had it, but for the UK and Europe, we get some best of 3 formats again. So both these regionals will be best of 3, and with the new time rules of 70 minutes for the round plus an extra 5 minutes for time. So one of the good things about the time rules now is that they decrease the amount of time you get in time, so you get 5 minutes in time to play your 3 turns after the current turn, but you also get another 10 minutes, I think it's 10 minutes or something, up to 70 minutes now for the round, which is at least, as far as I remember, well, it looks like you lost 5 minutes in time, you gained 5 minutes in the main round, so you've got a lot more time to play out, and that's actually play time and great. It's nice to see we got best of 3 minutes round. And I think it's up to, I'm not 100% sure if they'll be following the rule of until one undefeated, because that is, as far as I'm aware, with the updated as well. All down to the TO if they want to run it. They can either run all the full amount of rounds that they would have on the day, or, which I think, depending on the amount of turnout, I'm not sure what the amount of turnout because we don't know yet because people might play on the day. But they might. It's the TO's choice whether they want to keep doing the playing to one undefeated, or just have the full number of rounds. And the issue with that is, yeah, it was down to the TO, but the issue with that is it doesn't matter which one you do because there's no top cut for these events. So just like you get with the webcam regionals, if you've in Europe you experienced, there is no top cut, so it's basically down to Swiss. And another odd thing, which I know has annoyed me, and might have annoyed other people, I'm not sure, but I know it is. I feel it's an odd one, is that just like the finals we had for Europe back in November last year, this format for the event will be using the set 17 ban limit and errata list update, so that would be in effect. But the new set that it comes out with, set 17, is going to be illegal to the event, so it's going to be another one of those pretty much redundant format where the lists and stuff aren't really useful when it comes to the results, because it's going to be that little in between bubble format where before the event you had set 16 with its list and stuff, and then after is going to be the update but with 717. So you have some lists that hit that aren't hit and not as great as they used to be due to the update, but you have the new sets that kind of could help stuff or make things even stronger, or different decks that you'd expect going forward. Now this is a decision by Bandai, which is an odd one, and fair enough that the TOs want to incorporate this, but it is still an odd one, but that's down to Bandai. But some good news on top of that though, so we're going like bad news, good news, bad news, good news, is that the new Cell Ultimate deck is going to be legal for it because that comes out during the month. So I think it's out now in America, and I think it's coming out soon here. And that's going to be a new thing for anybody who loves Cell and the androids, or even just Green, because it's going to be a new tool for them. But that is the information about the UKGE DBS Regionals. So that's what information we got about it. There will be side events on the days as well for each one. So on the Friday and on the Sunday, there will be side events for people that drop out or don't feel like playing in the regional, but are there, like say with people they've gone with. And also you might be thinking, it's Friday and Sunday. If you're going for the whole, like some people might be thinking they could just drive up on the Friday if they're just going Friday, or drop up and back on the Sunday. But then if they're going Friday and Sunday, like what you're going to do, you're going to go up on the Friday and come back, and then go up on the Sunday and come back, or you're going to stay the whole weekend, but that leaves the whole Saturday just with nothing to do for DBS. Now, regarding that, you could go to the expo and just look around for the board games if you have ever hobbies, but if you're just for Dragon Ball, you might think, I don't really, it's like for me on a Sunday, so it could be a Saturday just wandering around, but there's no water park in Birmingham. What can you do? Well, luckily, thanks to Josh from DBS Deck Planet, shout out to him, Josh Morland, he's been an absolute fantastic person for the community, for the UK, for the EU, and arranged with Griffin Games in Birmingham to set up a winner box for the Saturday, so you can get that much needed testing or much wanted testing in preparation for Sunday, and to have something to do on the Saturday. And here are the details. So it's a winner box event on Saturday. The location is at Griffin's Gaming in Birmingham, so there's a local store for them for Birmingham. The registration starts between 10 and 20 to 12, so you've got plenty of time. You've got like over an hour and a half to get there and get registered. I think you did say there is a cap at 32 people, so get your tickets while they can, because it's going to be a nice event just for testing, like just helpful testing for Sunday, because as I said, we're still waiting on the update of the list, and Bandai normally tend to keep that close to when the set releases. So if they don't give it out this week, we're having to wait. Like longer it goes on without the list, the less you can test. And this could be, if it comes to a point where they release it the week or week of, then this could be much needed testing for a lot of people, depending on how much the list affects the format. So get your tickets in while you can, and also it's just a great time to play and just socialise as well. Every people in Dragon Ball, I know a lot of people are quite like most people are friendly in Dragon Ball. It's nice to just get together and chat, and then it also gives you something. If you're there mainly for Dragon Ball, it gives you something to do. And the entry's not that bad as well. It's just £10 entry to get enter it, and with that, there's going to be participation as well with TPs from the next set. I think Josh is trying to arrange for and hopefully, considering the day, there might be TPs for the next upcoming 7. So like all the TP promos we're seeing in these spoilers, you can get a chance to get one with the participation. And then, as I said, the format is going to be exactly the same as the UKGE to help test for Sunday. So it's going to be best of 3 format with 70 minutes of time, 5 minutes and after time, and we're also going to make sure it's not going to be until on the feet. It's going to be a full 5 rounds, because that's how many rounds there will be if it fills up, which hopefully it will be. But also, just like Friday, there will be no top cut. It'll just be down to 5 rounds Swiss. So not only are you playing an event to try and win a box, you're also getting prepped for that event on the next day. And the pricing as well, because it is winner box, so the winner will win a box. But there's also pricing depending on if we max out. So if we pricing is going to be a booster box for top 2. Well, it's got to be booster box for first place. But if we reach 17 or more players for the event, there will be 2 boxes if it reaches that level. And for the top 3 to 8, there will be an additional booster packs, and that will be based on the number of entrants. So if you're interested in going and you're going for the whole weekend, and you want something to do, feel free to go down to the description box below, click on the link I've got down there for the event, and go and buy a ticket now. It helps out at confirming to make sure the event goes ahead, because sometimes stores, if they don't get enough go ahead, they didn't feel there's enough interest. So make sure you register your interest and make sure this keeps going ahead. And also thank Josh as well for being a great member of the community. And that is it for the event, like the details about the event, the originals itself, and the extra event that Josh put together for the Saturday. But there's a few more points I did want to go over to help you prepare for it, because while these aren't necessary, they are quite handy to basically to advise before. And that is the last few helpful points. And the first one is if you can, write out your deck list beforehand. So before you go to the event, try and make sure you get that deck list written out and ready. That helps get the tournament running quicker, like and on time, not stalled out. And also saves you on the day writing out with some like whole name, like long names for some decks, have like long names for the cards, and it gives you a bit of that relaxing on the day of the event. And so you can just sit there, checking your deck, maybe getting a few tested games as well. And also make sure, if you can as well, bring a pen for the match slips, because you will need a pen to sign the match slips and tick off who it is. And it's not down to the TO and the judges to provide you with a pen. You should have a pen brought along with you, since most people will be writing a deck list out on the day anyway. But if you can, bring a pen for the sign his match slips. I know I always do. And also make sure to bring along dice. Dice are really helpful to like notify you like power changes and power increments, like percentage being stuff like that. And also most people do use them. I know a lot of people do use them to determine who goes first by doing the die roll at the start of the game. And also make sure you bring some tokens as well, because especially since most decks nowadays use those token negates, it's helpful to have tokens with you to show off rather than actually use the card itself to brought out, because it keeps the game running. It keeps so you can actually see the power, even if you don't have tokens. Like I know there's the Demon Realm one, we have tokens that actually of that card. As long as you bring one with the power, it's a lot more helpful to see the stats on the card rather than have to read the card every time. And also buy and use new sleeves. This is like you don't have to if you don't want to. It's just a recommendation, because some people might be getting like the sleeves that they really like I've got my custom sleeves from my channel. But it's always best to try and buy and use new sleeves, because with it being a regional, there probably will be deck checks and things like that. So it's always better to make sure you've got fresh, brand new sleeves. Maybe use them a little bit beforehand or on the day in the morning, just so they're not as slidey. Because you know when you get new sleeves, they're quite slidey because they're brand new and fresh. As if you bring older sleeves that get older and some might get greasy or like damaged, or even get marked, and those sometimes get flagged if you're running old sleeves. With a deck at a regional, you could get penalised for that as well, because it could be a sign that you're marking your cards. You might not be, but it could seem that way to a judge. And also as well, you might want to ensure you always have water. You bring water and have it with you to keep hydrated, because it's going to be a long day. It's going to be quite a few rounds, I imagine, and a very long day, especially with 70-minute rounds. And I imagine some days, given how like some people play and how some decks are, people might go to time. So you want to keep yourself hydrated and keep revitalized. You can bring energy drinks. I know some people bring energy drinks to keep them hyped up, but sometimes the sugar crash could bring you down earlier before the tournament finishes. So just make sure you got water, something to drink, just keep you hydrated as well. You probably can get water on the day, but sometimes it is cheaper to bring bottles with you to keep with you. And the last point I want to bring is, above all else, just enjoy yourself. You're there to play Dragon Ball, you're there to play a game that you enjoy, and have fun with your friends as well. So make sure to keep that point above all else when it comes to the game. So try not to get angry if you get unlucky with luck or lose a game or anything. Just keep your mindset on having fun and enjoying yourself. Now that's all for me for the information about UKGE to make sure you're prepared. If you know someone is going and they're not sure about if they have much information about what's going on for it, feel free to share the video to them so they're updated, because this information, as far as I'm aware, is currently up to date and can help make sure everybody's aware of what's going on, the details of the event, and also as well make sure they're prepared. So once again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.